on? It's your boys here in Deadass podcast coming at you live right here in the studio. We got Kelly in the building.
Yeah.
We got myself in the building.
Yeah.
And right now we missing 1/3 of our conglomerate, but she's out right now. She's feeling under the weather, but you know what? We're still going to come here and deliver you guys some content. So what's going on, man? How's your week, man?
Man, it feels good, man. Like you said, Niza out here, she be talking too much, bro. You know, she be talking too much. Her throat hurts, so she got to take a little break.
A little bit of the rasp had to relax a little bit.
She had to relax, man. That raspberry juice, you feel me? But she'll be back next week. You know what I mean? Big shout out to sis. You know what I mean? Doing big things on her side. But now I'm feeling good, bro. Like, it's been an interesting, 2 weeks.
Yes.
To say the least. And you're right, bro. I ain't even look at what the hell been going on, but we going.
I know, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a lot of crazy Wednesdays that I've seen that's been going on. You know, from the beginning of the year it was the Capitol building, and then
damn, that's a good point.
Yeah, bro. It's the Wednesdays in January have been hitting, and all of a sudden now, guess what hit this past Wednesday?
That's crazy.
The stocks.
But it's because it was Capitol. Then the election or the inauguration, pardon me, was on a Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And then this shit kind of reached the head on Wednesday. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
Bro, the Wednesdays is, I think this year's the Wednesdays.
What's going to happen next Wednesday?
I don't know. I don't know. We could start making a little list.
That's crazy. Yeah. This past Wednesday, if y'all ain't know, you already know, man. It was so crazy to me how I hit the timeline, to tell you the truth.
For sure.
Because it's I don't know how to explain it when it comes to stocks and things of that nature. It's if you know, you know. A lot of people nah, I'm not interested in that shit. I don't want to do all that. And then you know how it is, when you try to put people onto certain things and they're like, oh, yeah, cool. They don't go along with it. But then when they see everybody else doing it, they're like, oh, bro, you told me, but yes.
Yes, for sure.
Fuck is you talking about, nigga?
So, previously, before we got into it, you already was following this? You already anticipated this and, read the forums? Or how did you know, that was going to happen and capitalized on it? Because when you had sent it in chat, I was too late. You know me, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm stock ignorant. I should start investing my money into stocks and shit. But, you know me, I'm not a big gambler. I like to save my bread.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were, blowing up different chats and talking about, oh, GameStop's up, AMC is up. I guess it was predicted to fall, so everyone was buying in, and it shot their market up. Am I getting all of this information?
Yes, it's close. To go even before that, my whole thing when it comes to just life, whenever I see something could be a come up, especially where we came from, nobody passed this sort of information down to us, you feel me? So when I come across something that's interesting to me, I'm like, I put my people on, yo, by the way, you may not be into it, but I'm going to let you know, I see a lot of potential in this if you wanted to get some passive income, whatever the case is. Boom, perfect example was the cars. Remember the sports cards and all that? Oh, yeah,
for sure.
Started that, what was it, last year? Some shit like that. Just started investing in that because there's a market out here for these things.
Oh, there's a market for everything.
So when it comes to just that in specific, you grew up, a lot of us had cards back in the day, but we didn't know that they was worth nothing. We all had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We all had Pokemon cards. We didn't think about saving them shits because there'll be a market to sell. You feel me?
Yeah, we didn't know Red Eyes Blue Dragon or some shit was going to hit.
Yeah, whatever that is. Nah, because, they have the different editions. I'm not going to go into it. But the whole point was there's a market for it now. So I'm yo, let's pass that down.
For sure.
When it comes to the stock market, I've always been interested in this since I was little, but since we were younger, it was always something that was unattainable when you come from where we come from because you have to start a brokerage account. You have to pay somebody to put the stocks in for you. You have to pay attention to all this shit. And then back in 2016, I think it was, I started doing my research. I'm like, yo, this shit is possible. You feel me? And that's when Robinhood came out because usually you have to pay a brokerage fee in order to, have your account. Robinhood, it was free. So it's you could literally just go in there, whatever bread you had, and invest in stocks. So I was like, nigga, I'm on that, bro. Opened my shit 2017, 2018, and did I use it as my savings account, you feel me? So I would invest in blue chip companies, the Googles of the world, the Apples of the world, Amazon, all the shit that it's timely tested that, it's consistently good, you feel me?
Yeah, like Tesla, almost investing in Tesla.
Even Tesla, now it's starting to get to that point, but it was always volatile, bro. That shit was going up and down, up and down. That's why a lot of people, this is 13-year-old, I forget his name. Well, he was 13 at the time. This was 2 years ago.
15 mil, maybe.
But he got into trading when he was 9 years old. He was interested in it.
Wow, that's crazy.
And his mom's bought a course for him. It was a couple bands or whatever. she took it with him, taught him exactly how to do it. So by the age of 13, he got into Tesla. He did an options trade for Tesla when it was at 300, and that shit shot up to 800. Sold his shares, and he made 750 bands, bro. And this is when he was 13. I believe he's already crossed the threshold of 1 million, and he's 15 years old. So my whole thing is just to say, like, it's possible. You feel me? All the shit that wasn't available to us, this education, we could do now on our own, and it's active. And I think what just happened with GameStop and AMC just goes to show you that it is possible. You feel me? That's why, like, I hit the chats as soon as I knew, because at first, the way I came across it, me and my man Spot, I think he'd be going on the threads and all that on Reddit. This is before I knew this was a Reddit thing. I just knew that GameStop, that people were buying into it because to my knowledge, and I don't want to get into like the deep into it.
Yes.
But so like for options, you have buys or you have calls, right? So if you're buying an option, that means you think the stock is going to go up.
Okay.
That's a call option. You know what I mean? If you do the opposite, that means you think the stock is going down. So the big wigs, the hedge funds were basically saying that GameStop stock was going to go down. So they did a whole bunch of shit to make it go from 15 to 10 to 5. And as it went down, their bread went up. So a lot of people were like, so we finessed the system. I know this is how it works. So if we all band together and buy stock in GameStop, or it could be whatever, but at the time it was in GameStop, you feel me? If we all buy into GameStop, that's going to boost the capital, it's going to boost everything, it's going to make the stock prices go up. Not only will we make money, but the hedge funds who have been fucking us over and utilizing all this shit is going to fucking lose money.
Of course.
So fast forward to when it was like $30 like 2 weeks ago. That's when I really got on. I was like, all right, cool. Let me check the options out. So options are basically like you're buying one contract as opposed to buying like a whole share, right?
Okay.
So when you buy a stock, that means you own it. You know what I mean? You bought that one stock in Tesla. You own that one stock. You could buy it, sell it, whatever you want to do forever. You can hold on to it forever.
It's just solidified. Okay.
Right. So when you do an option, that means you're basically buying a contract for 100 shares. So that basically means you don't own no shares yet. You have the option to either buy or sell it by the end of this like expiration date. You feel me? So there's an expiration date on it. That's where a lot of the bread comes in, because you have these 100 stocks that you pay for. They call it a limit price. So it could be like $5, but 5 times 100. You know what I mean? Do the math. So that's what you pay in order to have that contract. You get your money when the stock price goes up and down. You feel me? So like in that case, my man's put in, at least to my knowledge, he bought in when it was like $30. So he paid probably like $3 per, which is probably like a stack and change to have that at $30. You feel me? He said, yo, I think it's going to go up to whatever it was, like $32 by next week. My man, that shit shot up to $300.
Oh my God.
So the same way I just said, you know, that portion, that's how you make your bread. And then you sell that one portion for the like 100% shares and shit. And that's where you get all your bread from. So that's what started to fuck these hedge funds over, because a lot of people had these options out. And since the shit shot all the way up, they're selling them. And now the hedge fund, number one, they bought too many of the stocks. They bought like 147% of like GameStop stocks. So they ain't have enough to like hold it down. So they have to continue to buy these fucking options that were worth however many hundreds of thousands of dollars, you feel me?
Dang.
So I know this is like very deep and shit. This is just my understanding.
There's a lot of detailed oriented stuff.
Yeah, and keep in mind there's a lot more that goes into it, but this is just me talking, just trying to give information to everybody. And keep in mind, I'm not a financial analyst. Y'all know this. This is me going about it. You feel me?
This is what common knowledge sounds like.
This is me just trying to share like what I understand. But just to go back to what I was saying, this shit is possible, bro.
Of course. I mean, you just broke it down to a science. If nobody believes it's possible, then you wouldn't have this conversation. Yeah, exactly.
So it's like that's like the bare basics. To my knowledge, I mean, you know, of course, maybe I'm missing a little bit, but all that to say, the bigwigs have always like just fucked us over. And now the fact that we found out exactly like how to finesse the system, how to invest things of that nature, they want to move the goalpost. So that comes into that Wednesday, I think it was. Yeah, yesterday. Oh, actually today, because shit went crazy yesterday for AMC.
Yes.
And since they saw what happened with GameStop, they were like, oh no, we got to stop this. So out of nowhere, they started to block the option of you buying stocks So you could sell them if you had them already,
but you can't buy in.
So
and that's what I tried, and that's why I was like, oh yeah, it's closed.
So people can't buy into the stock, which means it's not going up, which means you're not getting your bread. You feel me?
Wow.
It starts to go down, and people start panic selling because they're like, oh, it's not going down. I'm losing my bread. They start panicking.
Ah, that's how they get them.
That's why they tell you, like, you may have seen, and everybody listening to this may have seen the phrase like hold the line. That means like stand your ground, even though that shit is going down.
Stand it.
Once, you know, all this stuff gets out of the way that you're able to buy again, it's going to go back up because everybody's going to buy back in. You feel me?
Dang, man. It just seems like that's just kind of like, I put it in a connotation of like social media. It's too much, man. Honestly, it's flooding my head just even trying to think about how to correlate those two. But the stock market is just one of those things that I need to actually buckle down and actually study. Because just seeing you go about it, I'm like, damn, yo, I should have bought in and just learn about what it is to get in your options and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I also, like, at the longest time, I've always had that confused with Forex.
Yeah, I'm not big on Forex.
Different, because, yeah, it's weird. Everyone consider it like, oh, it's like a more advanced Wake Up Now. I'm like, no, not really, because actually sitting down and seeing it, just like learning pips and all that other stuff, people think it's like another what's those little fucking not pyramid,
like the looms or whatever,
MLAs or ML some
like multi-level marketing.
Yeah, MLM, some weird shit.
The pyramid schemes.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So it's really different though, because I have a couple people who really getting deep into this Forex and just watching them go through their seminars. And are you familiar with the individual Q Banks? Oh man, bro, that. He's just watching what he posts after he's, judging the pips or, I don't know all the terminology. Like I said, I'm just a common knowledge folk, just like everybody else.
That's like me. I'm like, yo, I may be fucking this up. I'm telling you the best of my knowledge.
For sure. Somebody's probably sitting on the other side like, bro, I know what this nigga's talking about. What is he talking? Yeah, I get it. You got it.
Well, that's perfect content. You let us know.
Exactly. Yeah. Just tell us in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, it's just like it just shows how much he's accumulated off of Forex. And I'm just like, damn, bro. Nah, he hit it's crazy.
A lickety lick?
Bro, nah, he hits licks every single time he posts. Every single time he posts how much he's making. He's like, yo, I just made not to put my
his shit out there?
Yeah, but I mean, shit, he's putting his shit out there. I mean, you could buy his class for $750. I'm not paying $750. So if any of y'all got the classes on there on your drive, just chilling, help somebody out.
Right.
But at the same time, that dips into his money. But he don't need it. He already got enough. Nigga got like 10 different fucking Lambos in my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I say that to say it's just like learning these specific money routes is what I'm going to call them. These longevity.
I call them
money.
Passive income.
Passive income. Okay. You know what I mean? Like our savings account that we don't even know exists. And then when we start studying the market and everything, we can cash out at the right time with the right knowledge. So Forex was definitely one of those things that I had to take away as far as a correlation to stocks, because stocks and Forex is two different things.
Yeah, I'm still not too, like, I know people who do it, but I never did my due diligence to really understand like what goes into it, things of that nature.
For sure.
I would like to just to check it out. Like, I don't judge anything until I understand what's going on. Like, I don't even know what the word is. You know what I mean? Like, you saying, like, people saying it's a multi-level marketing. Like, I didn't even know that, bro. Like, I just seen mad people out of the woodworks, out of nowhere, like, yo, Forex. So I was just like,
yeah,
all right, that's dope.
And it's so funny, man, because have you been invited to one of those MLM kind of things, like Wake Up Now?
Oh, yeah, what? Hell yeah.
Bro, it was the funniest shit, man. I have so many funny stories about people finessing people for this Wake Up Now. He's like, hey, bro, you get one person. No, you get 3 people underneath you. Make them all pay 100. You're even. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on? So I was just like, all right. So, mind you, like the dude who's got everybody on the team that I went in the vehicle. You know, I was like, all right. You know, a friend of mine is like trying to convince me that Wake Up Now is going to be the next big money making market scheme, but market. So I was like, all right, you know, I'm going. You hit me up about it. There's like 8 of us in this SUV.
Damn, 8 of y'all?
All right, bro. It was the meeting spot was McDonald's. I have never seen like a conglomerate of people. And at first, I was just like, why the fuck am I going to this? But you know, I didn't want to knock it. I want to hear what they're talking about, because it's like somebody saying, you know, like, oh, they don't they don't know anything about the podcast till they hear it. You feel me?
Listen, I'm not gonna hold you if a random person told me, yo, come to this presentation, we pull up to a McDonald's.
I'm out.
I'm skirting.
But the thing is like when
let me get a McDouble. All right, I'm out.
For sure. So when I pull up, I was like, bro, it's not here. He's like, no, we're going to the house. The main guy. We pull up to the house, bro. And he's got the 600. If that was like their thing, I felt like the 300 or 600. I thought it was some like knockoff, like Chief Keef kind of like, some weird font or some shit. I was like, all right, whatever. So we get to the house, we get inside, and bro, like the man is just to me, I already knew he took everybody's money. Yeah. And he's sitting there presenting and saying, all right, all these new guys, he's like, now is your chance to put in the 100 and like join the team and then get your other people so you could break even and then you could start building when they get people. I was like, bro, what the fuck? I'm like, out of all the money that you made out of them, you look where you're at. We're doing a presentation while your mom's watching TV on the TV.
Listen, everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to come up. Yeah. That's what I realized. And like that really happened to me around when like the multi-level marketing shit was like 2015, something like that, when I was still in the city. I had he was a close childhood friend, like way back in the day, but I haven't seen him since then, you feel me? Keep in mind, we're like early 20s now. Finds me on Facebook like, yo, bro, what's good? Yo, it was good to see you, bro. Like, what's going on? Like, we got to link up. Yeah, bet, bro. Like, let's meet over here. Boom, boom. Like, I bet. Bro, pull up on him. Multi-level marketing city, bro. I was
my God.
I was like, yo, Slime.
He was wearing the MLMs.
I thought we linked up just to chill, like get back, you know what I mean? Like just catch up and shit. I pull up, he's like, yeah, bro, let's get some drinks, but I got a presentation if you want to chill and you want to get this money and shit. I'm just like, yo, bro, I'm not going to hold you.
Wow.
It's a super dub, bro. It is a super
You ain't even giving it time of day.
and then on the other side, I know people that actually fell into it, selling juices and all this shit. I'm just like, I remember I was working at Starbucks when I was still in the city. And my manager at the time, he was like selling some shit. Like it was like cocoa powder that you put in your drink, but it also has energy in it and shit like that. He's like, yo, bro, listen, we going to the top, bro. You got to get in on this. You know what I mean? Fat Joe is out here, supporting it. And at that time, Fat Joe was somebody that was like the face of it, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But
like
at the end
biggest endorser?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it was a scheme. You feel me? Like even Joe, I think even Joe said that he like fell for like the whole, the spiel that they give you, like, oh, bro, like this is the next level, whatever the case is. But that goes to show you that when you don't do your due diligence, you feel me, like you can fall into this shit easy. That's why I tell people, especially when it comes to like stocks, things of that nature, you definitely got to do your due diligence and research and understand what you're getting yourself into, and don't invest like. Whatever you invest in, you should be, ready to lose just in case. You know what I mean? Worst case scenario, the stock market crashes. We all know that shit happens all the fucking time.
For sure.
You got to be cool with your losses. You feel me? So it's like, depending on your investment strategy, you may be one of those, like my man's that just goes all in, like, yo, I don't even give a fuck. Like, if I lose, I lose. But if I win, I win big. You feel me? Me, I'm more on the conservative side. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I did my regular stock shit up until recently when I started fucking with the options. But even with the options, I'm still like,
real subtle on, like, but that's the thing. You charging into the game, you paying attention. It's not. You
got to, bro, because I'm not willing to. In my position right now, at least, like I don't have that much capital that I feel comfortable with just throwing like mad bread into that shit. So it's like, for me, it's a win when I see the percentages, bro. Like either way, like I'm up however many percentage since I've started all this. So I'm like, all right, and it keeps on building. And also, like we said before, and you mentioned it before, I use it for myself as like a savings mechanism. So whenever, like for instance, when I lost my job like 2 years ago, I had a nice chunk of change, like 2 bands, just from that just to hold me down. You know what I mean? Not including the rest of the checks I was gonna get, things of that nature. I still had that, so I was able to pull out, fucking use that, and I got back in whenever I wanted to. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So it's like that's what I use it for. But a lot of people think it's like a quick come up and all that. It's like it can be because people see that on social media.
It's a high risk, high reward.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you could get burned or you could win big, but it's up to you to make that decision. You feel me?
Just like when we played for that fucking lotto, we ain't even hit.
That's it.
Trash.
But once again, that's a very small investment. You know what I mean? Like
to a bigger picture. You're right.
I mean? You throw $3 or however much you putting in there, depending on how many like tickets you buying, and if you hit it, you know what I mean, once, even if you get like $50, you're like, shit, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, bro, that's true.
It's like a $46 come up, you know what I mean? Depending on what you bought.
It's so funny because I was thinking to myself as we're just talking about like what we would like our ventures of trying to make money. What was a scenario or a situation that you think back to this day that could make you laugh? That was just like, I don't even know why I did it to try and like make some bread. But you know, young entrepreneurs, like what is a memory you can recall? It was just like, dang, you know, I try to make this work to make money, but now you can laugh back at it.
I got one, bro. I got one, bro. This is when I was
we getting into this shit. We getting into this.
I don't think I ever told nobody this shit. That's the funny thing, because it's mad funny, bro. Because at that time, right, I was working 2 jobs. I was working at Starbucks and I was working at this place called 16 Handles. It was a froyo spot, right?
Oh, I ain't never heard this.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. We're going to get into it, right? So I'm working in Chelsea in New York, and I'm a manager at the time. And that's when I first started, like on the side, I was freelance writing, like hip hop writing. That's when I was on Double XL, shit of that nature. I was reading a lot of books. That's when I started getting into investing and all that. So I was in my entrepreneur bag for the first time, like ever, you feel me?
Nice.
So I'm like, all right, so I'm trying to think of different ways to like get this bread, you feel me? And I'm a big component of, I understand and I believe that like innovation comes from finding a bridge where there's like an issue happening, you know what I mean? Okay. So if you can build a bridge over that, you innovate and then you can create profit off of that, you know what I mean?
You know what, we got to take a minute to...
It's true. Fire. It's facts. Fire, you know what I mean? Like you think about, for instance, the iPhone. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, "Yo, what the fuck? There's no keypad on it." Everybody's like, "No, stupid. Are you dumb? You don't need a keypad. You
just use the screen." And now, that's crazy. Yeah.
And now every phone has no keypad. No keypad. You feel me? But it's up to that one person to make the leap. Like, let me try this. Like this keypad, if it breaks, it is what it is. Let me try this touchscreen. Like, oh shit, like this shit really works. And then it gets traction, and people are like, all right, cool. So at that time, working in froyo, I was like, yo, like I have this idea, right? And I went up to my manager too. That's the funny shit. I was like, yo, so let me know. I'm gonna make like a prototype and shit. Cause at the time, right, you have these containers that hold like whatever you put in it, fruit or whatever, and then you have a drip tray at the bottom just to make sure that it holds the fruit so the juice that comes off of it goes to the bottom and the fruit itself doesn't get soggy. So you used to always have to fucking put the thing there, put the drip tray in there. It was just a whole thing, bro.
Whole spiel, yeah.
I was like, yo, bro, like I can design one that has it all in one, built all in one, you feel me? So it can save all
the production.
All the production, all the time, you know what I mean? We could sell these to the other stores. We could keep this going, you know what I mean? Just something that would bridge that gap right off the top. The nigga's like, bro, just go upstairs, nigga. Just go. He's like, nigga, just go upstairs and put the fruit in this shit, nigga. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, damn.
He's like, you know, Kelly, thank you for your time. Get back to work.
you know what's funny though? Like, I guarantee if I look back, somebody has made that already and somebody came up on it. But that, once again, that was me at that time, just trying to think in my entrepreneurial mind, like, all right, this can fix a problem. And somebody telling me no, and I was like, oh, fuck it, all right.
It's so funny, man, because now I'm thinking back to a time. It was a real awkward moment, though. You know, I didn't peep the situation. I didn't see how it looked until somebody brought it up to my attention, and I was just like, oh, well, this is some weird shit.
That's usually how it works, right?
Yeah, so, you know, younger, I thought the easiest way to make money because, you know, my people did a real good job trying to steer me away from shit that happened in the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I was like, all right, you know, the best way to make money at a young age, and you know, you got energy and shit, is to pick weeds. And clean up people's yards and shit, because I could charge this amount, but you know I don't know numbers and shit like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I'm gonna go around the neighbors and be like, yo, can I clean up your yard? Like, can I cut your shit? Can I like pick up the fucking weeds and make it look nice?
Right.
Some said yes, some said no, but there was one particular individual for some weird reason. Like it didn't dawn on me till now, so it's like comical. It's kind of fucked up, but you know what I'm saying. That's why we can have these conversations now, because I can look back and be like, "Wow, she was really on some weird shit." So every time like nobody would be outside and everything, I would knock on her door. She's just like, "All right, yeah, you know, are you ready to clean my yard and everything?" You know, I was like, "I ain't Pete."
This sounds like the beginning of a porn, bro.
Yeah, bro, it was a little weird. It was a little weird.
Yo, this nigga Jay was plowing the yard.
Nah, don't say that. Nah, bro, it was straight innocence. I am not into that. She's on some shit. So you know, I'm doing the thing, I'm I'm dirty and shit, just picking up weeds, and she was just like hovering over me, making sure, pointing at stuff, and she was sitting down and watching me, and then it was like real weird. It was like
She getting off on that shit?
it's not that she was getting off, but it kind of felt like the way my
Slave
boys.
boy.
There we go. So my boy is like, man, she was really into you cleaning her shit and just taking all her shit, and she was telling you to do other shit that you didn't even know that you were doing. And then when you finish at the end of the day, you're like, oh, I felt like I did more than what I was, I was like, damn, I was knee deep in this dirt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I got paid, whatever. But the way my boy brought it up, he's like, yo, she was really on some like slave master shit, bro. It's like, you went in there and just, you know what I'm saying? The way she was just hovering over you and demanding shit, and you just didn't even know, like subconsciously put that shit in the back and was just doing what you needed to do. But it was like really weird. And after I grabbed like my last bit of money, I was like, I don't think I want to clean your yard. You was on some real weird shit.
It's always hindsight, bro. Like after the fact, you look back like, damn, yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah, so every time, bro, but what really brought attention to that was just like, she's like, hey, I remember when you used to clean my yard. But the way she would go about it, I'm just like, bitch.
Yeah. Like, we way past that.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm old now.
I'm doing just fine. I don't need
I'm great, thank you.
I don't need your yard money, bitch.
Yeah,
Stupid
your weird
bitch.
shit. Nah, I even had like, bro, I remember the funniest moment I had was trying to sell bud. That to me was the funniest shit.
Why was it funny?
The scenario was funny. Like,
wait, is this like a one-time thing? Like you just try to sell
like,
bud one time?
This was my first time doing it, and me just venturing into that kind of like lifestyle. This was like the introduction, and it was just like all the homies was doing it. Everyone was smoking and shit. I was around it enough. I was like, you know what? This nigga's making money off of it. This nigga's making money off of it. I want to make money off of it, but I'm not gonna go to who all y'all niggas went to. I'm gonna find my own route and go to this nigga directly. That boom, boom, boom does his thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not throwing any names. Things change. People change. So I hit up one of my boys I used to chill with. I was teaching that nigga how to fight and like box and shit. And he was like, yo, you want to make some money? I was like, yeah, bro, of course I want to make money. Nigga, I'm in high school. I want to make money.
He's like, yo, bro, my yard.
See what I'm fucking saying? Set me up. But aside, fuck you. But nah, so he was just like, yo, have you sold before? I'm like, the opportunity. I spoke it into existence. Nah, bro, I ain't sold before. I only smoked this shit. The homies always got it. So how let me make a quick buck. I'm in high school. I'm trying to get my sneaker game up. I was using whatever money I was grabbing to try and, put myself on the market. But he was like, all right, I got this guy. But the way we went about this, or how he went about this, bro, I'm telling you, it's not that serious. But the way
thought he was moving pounds and shit,
my nigga. When I tell
that's usually how it goes.
But the thing is, like, me not understanding like how an eighth looks or an O and all that other stuff. Right. My ignorance at the time, I was just like, man, bro, in my head, I'm about to move. Like, I'm about to be one of those niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I bet. Nah, bro. It was, most of the shit was not even worth it, but it was just funny because as we go there, he was just like looking around when we pull up to the apartment spot. He's just looking around. I asked him, I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, what are we looking for? He's just like, bro, just chill. You're acting crazy. And I'm like,
that nigga was high. he was definitely high.
No, but so I'm listening to him. I'm like, all right, so I'm acting crazy because I'm asking him. Maybe I shouldn't ask. I should just sit here like I was before. And he's like, all right, we can go. I'm like, all right. We get up, we go to the front door, and so bro, I'm telling you, this shit was not supposed to be as serious as it was. So he opens mind you, it's not a hot spot. Yeah, there's maybe one or two troll that live there, but it was like, bro, there's so many people in this like area. Like, what's so big? All right, whatever. So he opens the door. He looks out. He looks at me. He looks at him. He looks back at me. He's like, yo, who's he? And he's like, nah, he's good. He's with me. I'm like, all right, I don't get what's all this.
Y'all was selling coke?
Yeah, and he was just like, all right. So he's gonna help. He's got it. All right, I break it down for him when I give you this. He's like, all right, I want this sold 20 a piece. I'm like, all right, yeah, we're doing this. I'm like, he wants these things sold 20 a piece. Mind you, it's like a little over a gram, maybe. And like I said, it wasn't that serious. Maybe not. I was just like, all right, he wants these things sold 20 a piece.
You want
I don't know.
$20 for Reggie, bro.
So he's just like, you know what I'm saying? Now I look back and I'm like, bro, now I would have closed the door on this nigga shit. Like, bro, get this shit the fuck out of here. It's not even that serious.
But at that time, fresh out of high school, you're like, nah, this
not
is
even
it.
fresh out. I'm still in high school,
Still
bro.
in high school.
Still in high school. This is before I got my first job, and I was just like, bro, I wanted to put shoes on my feet that my mother couldn't get me.
Right.
And at the same time, I wanted to give her some money, but I didn't want to go and like explain how I got it. I just wanted to do it for myself because I'm going to do it for myself individual. So boom, we in the car. He's like, all right, we got to find people who are going to buy this shit. And I'm like, wait, you don't already have people that you just went to this nigga and grabbed his shit and told him that we're going to sell his shit and we don't have nobody? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, is this the first time you're doing this shit too? Because I'm with you, nigga. I'm here to make money. What are we doing? Like, we sitting on money and we don't have... All right, boom. So he's like, go through all your contacts and ask if anyone smokes. Okay, well, I'm going through... But I'm not going through everything. I don't want this to be too long, but I'm not going to everybody and be like, yo, do you smoke? Hey, I got some bud. Like, I don't... Like, here's 20. Give me 20 and I got you for bud. You know what I'm saying? And long story short, we found somebody who wanted to buy everything, and that was the first time I had a gun held to me.
Yo, you just had a bad experience, huh?
Bro,
overall?
Yeah, but
you got a gun pointed to you for some Reggie?
So I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Like, no cap. Like, he gave us a specific time to sell this shit, and he was so dead serious about getting his bread by that time. And I'm like, all right, so all this weight is falling on this nigga that I'm with. I just happen to be with him because I just discovered No, but you know what I just now noticed? He was using me to sell the shit because he thought I had the people.
Correct.
I'm like, bro, my people do it. Why the fuck? What? You know what I'm saying? I just put two and two together. He sends me to this SUV. So I go, I have the shit, and I'm like, all right, going through. And this nigga holds the gun straight to me. And he was just like, yo, I'm going to just take this shit. He knew I ain't know what the fuck I was doing. I'm like, bro, I don't want to get shot over whatever the fuck.
Wait, so y'all ain't sell nothing? Like, he just...
I'm going to get to it.
All right.
So I give the shit to him because I'm legit. I'm in high school. I don't play around with anything. I stay in my own lane, bro. I don't act a certain type of way. I act the way I was raised and how I move according to where I'm at in my environment. If he found somebody and tell me to go sell the shit and I go in there and then this is the outcome, I came back. I was like, bro, they took the shit. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, bro, they took the shit. They have guns. I'm like, is it that fucking serious? And he was just like, bro, I got to pay this man back, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you set me the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? In my head, I'm like,
This was supposed to be you bringing it to this motherfucker.
So, long story short, he brought me to the crib. He was panicking. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to take it out of my account and give it to him like we sold it. And that's exactly what happened. And as soon as we went there and he dropped me off at my car after the altercation and he was just sitting there sad, me pissed the fuck off. I'm like, bro, just lose my number, my nigga. And
so how much was it?
How much he took out of his account, he said 60. I believe it was 60. I got robbed for $60.
$60? You got a gun pointed to you for $60,
and
my
I
nigga?
bet you that shit was boof.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we all got to go through situations, bro, just to understand like what we want to do and like just our limits. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure before that you like, yeah, like if this happens, I'm gonna do. And then when you in that position, it's just like, nigga, it's not even worth all that, bro. It's like you have to experience certain things in order for you to understand. All right, maybe that's not the route that I want to go. You feel me?
Exactly.
Maybe I should go this route. But I feel like it's good that you went through that experience because who knows if you would have sold with your man's people, you know what I mean? They connect. Maybe it would have went a whole different way and you would have went down a different path. You feel me? That's the way I think.
No, bro, that's the crazy part about it. I mean, you ever watch that Netflix series like Boulder Dash, like the Black Mirror Boulder Dash or something. It's weird. So it's an interactive. So every
the Bandersnatch.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Bandersnatch. Yeah. So I basically correlate. It's a good thing. If you guys haven't seen it, watch it. I
it's
mean,
like
if you like
your own adventure shit.
But the thing is like choose your future.
Yeah.
So as you said, like if I had went with the homies and went with them instead of feeling like I could branch off and do my shit and be on a competing ground with them and make bread, a lot of things would have been different if I went with them rather than going my own route. I went my own route. I ended up feeling like a little bitch and then going through some unnecessary bullshit over bud. And I thought to myself, I would never think niggas is that serious over bud. And then, you know, as you get older and start learning a lot more and start, you know, obtaining more knowledge, you're just like, damn, well, sometimes it can be serious.
It's a business, man.
It's a business. So, but there's nothing worth getting hyped up on $60 worth of bud. I'm sorry, I don't care. And niggas got different priorities now. Like if you hopped up on $60 on bud that you gonna smoke in 2 days, nigga,
Yo.
I don't want to hear shit. Don't at me. Don't talk to me. Y'all niggas are different.
Yeah.
I'd rather $60 in stocks, nigga.
That's it. But that's growth. You feel me?
For sure.
But once again, that goes back to what we said in the beginning. Like that just wasn't available to us. That information. You feel me? So it's like, what you gonna do? Like I thought about it many times. I know a lot of people that, especially during the pandemic, things of that nature, that they just stuck at the crib, whether they furloughed or whatever. I'm like, yo, there's a lot of different ways that you can get this bread. You feel me? You don't even got to leave your crib. And it's like you do got to do your due diligence and put this money in and shit like that. But what, like to circle it back to what this whole like GameStop shit showed us is that, you know, when we branch together as people and really like do our research and understand how shit goes and we turn the suits on their own heads, that's when shit gets different. Like I said, they started moving the goalposts. They made it so that you couldn't buy the stock, so that made your shares go down and it made them get money and shit. Now motherfuckers are starting to bring out all these different class action lawsuits to sue Robinhood, Ameritrade and all that, because you can't do that, Slime. You can't, just because you're on the wrong end of history, you can't just come in and just stop our shit. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I was tight, because I couldn't be mad at the end of the day because I made a good profit either way. You know what I mean? I'm like 300% on my investment. You feel me? But it's like it could have been much more if they didn't implement those illegal, you know, things like just stopping it. Like you can't buy it. Like nigga, since when? Like how you gonna do this? Just because we found the information and we, you know, flipped it on y'all. Now you want to do this shit? So my whole thing going into the future, because I do invest a little bit in crypto. I'm not in there crazy. You know what I mean?
Just like touching the surface.
Yeah, but okay. I think what this information showed us, the situation showed us, is that like when it comes to the stock market and money, fiat money, such as, you know, the dollars, things of that nature, it's centralized. You know what I mean? So, for instance, Robinhood, all these places could easily just be like, nope, you can't buy it. As opposed to crypto, it's decentralized, so nobody could do that. Unless, you know what I mean, Robinhood, they sell Bitcoin and shit like that, so they could just tell you can't buy it on this platform, but you can still go on Coinbase or wherever else to buy it. You feel me? There's no way that you can just not buy it, you know what I mean? Nobody controls Bitcoin. Nobody controls Ethereum. It's just out there, bro.
Yeah, you just purchase in. Yeah, you just got to find where to purchase in.
Yeah, it's decentralized, you know what I mean? So no government like owns it, no nothing.
Yeah, it's just out there for grabs for everybody.
So number one, I'm like, I feel like this is going to go into like the decentralization, or just have conversations about how these fucking brokerage firms just stop this shit, which is completely illegal. So that's going to change the whole format of the stock market now. And also people are going to fuck with crypto more because it's decentralized and that shit can't happen there. You feel me?
So are you dropping a gem right now, bro?
I'm not dropping a gem. This is just me speaking off the top, just like analyzing the market and just seeing where it's going.
So I think I might have to get in that crypto.
I'm telling y'all, bro. Like I really do believe it's the future, bro. Because the thing about it is,
of course, it has to. This paper shit is owned for like, so long. Bitcoin
is the biggest one, of course, because it popped off and it's the first one that really broke the mold and shit. But you have like something like Ethereum, where you can build upon Ethereum, you feel me? There's certain things in place that you can create different blockchains, different contracts, and you can, you know, put those towards, like, for instance, let's use an example like online shopping, right? As opposed to going through PayPal, whatever the case is, you can build something on top of Ethereum that's completely decentralized, that you can just send your Ethereum to it, you purchase it, you get it back. No transactions, there's a transaction, but they don't know where it comes from. You know what I mean? It's just in the fucking ether.
Exactly. I always thought about it like that. And it's so funny, bro, because every single thing that pertains to the change or just to life itself, it's so weird, bro. But Black Mirror really did touch on that.
It's
like
true.
when you paid in time, but it's another form of currency. They're like, all right, we're not destroying trees anymore. We're not processing money. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like everything is so feasible immediately, and it's not, you don't have to wait for bills to be printed. It's just like, all right, boom, something just up there. Whatever you accumulate, what you work, they just add it like a numerical value that is put in this electronic account because everything's electronic. So you don't have to have bills. You don't have to have cents and, you know, just all this unnecessary shit. All you do is go in there. Your device could do it. Your Apple Watch could do it if they come up with something else. And essentially, it's basically cryptocurrency. It's internet money. Or no, it's like ether money. Yeah. Exactly how you put it.
You think about it, it's very similar to just like what happened with GameStop because Bitcoins weren't worth shit back in like 2014. You know, I think it first came out in like 2010 or something like that. So let's use that example.
Yeah, it was,
But it took people to see what Bitcoin can do in the future of crypto for people to actually buy in. And that's what shot the value up. You feel me? That's what makes it valuable. So it's like you need like everybody to understand like, all right, this is something that's going to be different. And that's something that there's a future that could be built upon it. You feel me? That's why I'm big on just being ahead of the curve. For instance, this whole AMC shit and all that.
Bro, you've always been ahead of the curve.
You have to think that way, bro.
That's true.
Like
survival of the fittest.
And that's not even with finances. That's with anything, bro. There's always new, like, for instance, social media, bro. There's so many different ways that you can get yourself out there. But if you have this brand, you have this business that you want people to be seen, like you want them to see your product, and you're not on social media, you're not where the people are, you're not gonna make it, Flea.
That is true.
And a lot of times, like so much shit happens so quick, you could get lost in that shit and you don't even know where to go when, like if you're just on top of exactly what you're interested in, like it's easy for you to keep up with it because you were on it like in its genesis, you feel me, in the beginning. So when everybody else gets back on it, it's like, oh nigga, I've been doing this shit for years. Like I've been doing my due diligence, my research for mad long. So I can not only help you with the knowledge, you understand, but we could also pass it down. And that's the way I be thinking about crypto, stocks and all that shit. It's information that we weren't having, that wasn't passed down to us, that we could pass down to our people.
It wasn't there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, man, that we developed and we just learned on our own time, and that's unfortunate too, because we should. I did have this previous conversation with somebody about like implementing things that are very crucial for the next generation coming up, like credit. They don't know nothing about credit. I mean, luckily I caught on at a period in time where my credit's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ignorant to it. I know how to move with credit cards and APR rates and when you should apply and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And
you understand.
I understand. And the only way I knew is because I put myself in a position to learn. But the thing is like if we want these generations to succeed and then know stuff about stocks, and I mean they give you economics or government and economics. I think that was a course in high school.
Yeah, economics,
Yeah, but I mean, phenomenal teacher at that time, but from what I can remember is I don't remember. I don't know what stuck out of that class, what we were learning. They don't have like, hey, take this, build your credit course class. All right, you're interested in stocks? Here it is. It's like they only want to teach you maybe beyond the bare minimum of things. They're just like, all right, here's your math. Here's your English. Okay, I understand it. We've taken 4 years of the same shits. Here's your science. Cool. They just break it down. So what are we going to carry with that when we leave?
Right.
How are we going to learn to be the entrepreneur that we can be and strive to be? Yes, they have specific classes catered to careers, but you still got to teach somebody who's not going into that career how to manage what happens in life outside of it.
Correct. Yeah, and you think about just the way the school system is. It teaches you math, of course. You got the history and all that, but like the real deal stuff that we need to learn in the streets, in life, balancing a checkbook, credit, all the shit that you were talking about, even just
Exactly.
changing the goddamn tire. We don't have that. Financial literacy is not taught. You feel me?
Of
You may have
course.
economics. One thing I can say is in high school, I remember one of my teachers definitely, he put us into this, like, it was like a game, but it was basically trading stocks. So I realized now that it really had me prepared to go into doing my own thing.
Your own thing.
In the back of my mind, I was like, yo, I
Shout out
forgot
to
about
him.
that. Like, because a lot of this shit, I was like, okay. And hold on, I got it. Yo, Deaky.
Yeah, man.
Yo, you are on the podcast right now, brother. Say what's up.
Yo, what the fuck is good? You already know.
It's my man, Deaky Daytona. Yo, my man Jay's over here, too. My man Jason, what up?
Yo, it's goody, man.
What's good?
I
What's
was
good?
actually calling you on this fucking doggy coin shit. This shit is bugging out right now.
Yo.
This shit bugging out.
Yo, I already know. That's why I answered it. Because literally like 30 seconds ago, bro, I went to my phone and I saw that shit shoot up. And I'm like, nah, I know what Deaky calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My shit finally went through. And it's going crazy. Like, I wish I ain't never make that mistake earlier. Nigga be killing right now.
A couple bands, you feel me? No, but it fits perfect though, because right now my man Jay and I are talking about this, bro. Like just crypto, just being ahead of the game when it comes to stocks and all that. So this is the perfect time.
Perfect time.
You know what I mean?
Perfect.
For you to call. That's mad funny.
Yeah, man. Nah, definitely today's been a day where I feel like it's bringing people together just off of feeling like you could make something like that don't involve you laboring for the next man.
Wow, that's crazy. We
put
just
your
talked
mans
about that
on
shit.
and you feel me, have a good conversation about it. Like, I feel like this shit's stepping in the right direction as far as unity and shit.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
We were
yeah.
just saying that. It's like this is the first time we've had these conversations in our circles. Like before it used to be so like, nah, we can't do that. And then you look over here like, yes, we can. What the fuck you talking about? You just analyze the market, do your due diligence, and do what you got to do. And then boom, sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. But at the end of the day, you got Dogecoin, Doggy Coin, whatever the fuck is called.
Old coin.
It's mad ways to eat right now. Like if you just look at Twitter, like you could jump in on like 6 different things right now. Like
That is true.
This is facts.
Twitter is the place for that type of
This
shit.
is
though.
gonna help build the community. Just how like I call you right now with the news, you probably gonna call me tomorrow. Like, yo, this one booming over here, and we all get rich together, and we could all
Wow,
get
that's
to where we want
love
to be, man,
too.
and just reinvest in everything that we doing.
That's what it's about. It's mad funny because right when you said that, I got an email that says, your Dogecoin, what it say? Hold on. What the fuck? Anyway, my shit failed. They curved my shit.
They fell 5 on my shits before my shit went through.
It fell 3 of mine, 2 of mine went through though. So we got a little something over there.
Just went through.
But going to tell y'all, this is why Deaky understands it. This is the whole conversation, you
For
feel
sure.
me? This is the new era.
This is proof in the pudding.
Facts.
Proof in the
We the
fucking
tech
pudding.
babies.
Tech babies, that's a fact. And
Yo,
our
that's
job,
a new era.
Our
The
job
tech babies.
is to spread it, you feel me? We ain't
For
gonna keep this
sure.
shit to ourselves.
Yeah, nah. Not like how the school
Sure.
systems do.
See the difference between now and back then? People was doing this back then like Black Wall Street, but we ain't have these phones. You feel me? Now I could tap in with you. I'm in Harlem. You feel me? You in Orlando and shit. It's like, yo, could hit you in 1 second and we both get rich.
That's
Wow.
literally it.
That's
my
fire.
brother.
They can't stop us.
Nah,
That's a fact.
not at all, man. We worldwide.
That's how we stay together, man. That's why, yo, I'm glad you called right
all
now.
these
bro.
phones off.
They'll be like, yo, it's too much real shit being spoken, yo.
tapping in.
FCC, SCC, all them like, yo, what they doing over there?
The LML or
Fuck are they talking
MLM shit.
But yeah, bro,
You gotta remember, we also like we also remember what happened in '08. You feel me? We saw what time it was. So I feel like that has a lot to do with the attitude too. Like watching the banks bail out, and it's like, damn, y'all don't got nothing for us. Like, what's up?
This is
Big
karma.
part.
And it's funny you said that because I remember this interview with Nipsey, and Nipsey was like, yo, what I see crypto as is basically karma for like the big banks and shit. Literally for that
Wow.
specific reason. You feel me? You fast forward, and now if he was alive right now, I know he would be going crazy because
Stupid
that's
crazy.
exactly
Crazy.
Stupid.
what's happening right now.
Bro bro, he literally said big businesses is gonna crumble, giants is gonna crumble. Like he ain't missed, bro. It's happening.
Wow, we gonna live to see it too.
He spoke about gold. Gold went crazy last year. It ain't been that high since like 2011.
Dang.
See, I was telling my man Jay and everybody on the podcast about just being ahead of the curve, bro. Like once you in the beginning and you see what's going on, you can reap the benefits and you can bring the knowledge. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
And that's what we're doing.
The knowledge is definitely everything. Like you can't do anything you don't know. They don't teach this shit in school. You feel me? Thank God we got the internet and all these social media platforms where we could just learn from all these pages that's putting everybody on.
Facts, bro. But yeah, I appreciate you calling for real. It was perfect timing, you feel me? Because we about to wrap up the pod right now, but I'm going to hit your phone, you heard?
Yes, sir.
All right, boy.
All right, my boy.
That's my brother, Diki Daytona right there, man.
Yes,
that's my guys. You can hear, it's crazy how like you put energy in the
out
world.
there, yeah, bro, the breadcrumbs, man.
Breadcrumbs is real because literally that was a basic synopsis of this whole goddamn podcast.
Episode, yeah, this whole 131 was just, wow, it's so beautiful. You see how God be working, bro.
But that goes to show you that's the type of energy I surround myself with. You
For
feel
sure.
me?
I felt it from here. It's just so crazy, bro. Yeah.
I'm telling
you, damn
like,
right, bro.
Because just in life, that's exactly what you need. You need to surround yourself with like-minded people that understand like just the opportunity out here and don't think that it's far-fetched for you to go out and do these things that we haven't been able to do before, bro. We can break these walls down and build our own, you feel me? So I feel like now everybody's starting to wake up. When it comes to this, like specifically, like finances, stocks, crypto, shit like that. So shout out to everybody out there, man. If you got in, shout out to you. If not, there's a lot of time where just in the infancy of understanding like
exactly
what we can do all together just as a people and investing our bread and putting everything together and you know, just going from there, you feel me? So big shout out to everybody listening right now, man. This was a special episode. He called it the Bodega podcast. I like that.
Yeah, man. Anytime we get together, man, it's a Bodega podcast, man. So shout out to y'all for listening, man. And we're going to come back to you next week with some fire, something else. So stay healthy till then.
That's it, man. Shout out to y'all. Just try not to lose too much money, man. And I pray y'all get all the bread possible. You feel me? Stay dangerous, you heard?